everybody, this is John and welcome to the free video. So, Apple, so goes the market, and of course today the market had a good bounce. Apple had a low volume rally back to resistance. So it's important to understand that this was kind of if this is the beginning of a down move in Apple, and I don't know if it is, it's just one of those, when I see the 8 and 21 EMA cross, that's always the first red flag to say, maybe you don't always buy this dip anymore, maybe you start selling the rallies. But it's normal within the context of a downtrend to have violent rallies to resistance and then peter out. So the important thing here is just going to see how Apple acts tomorrow. If it, gaps up and then pukes, that's going to be very negative. But if it can close above this channel with good volume, that's a positive, and that would indicate that Apple is ready to go to new highs. Okay. Other stocks right now that look really good. I like Data. This is one we're looking at in the trading room today. I like the fact, I love the industry, and I love this pattern, and I love that there's a squeeze. So to me, this looks like it's going to have some wind at its back for some time to come now, and that is something that would be very, very good. Okay, and if we look at the financial sector, which of course so go the financials, so in addition to Apple, so go the financials, so goes the market. You've got a beautiful weekly squeeze here, and you've got a daily squeeze. So at this point, I am looking for financial stocks to go higher. If we go through and look at some of these, JP Morgan just taking off here, Wells Fargo looking very solid, and then of course Goldman Sachs. I mean, this stock just continues to go. On principle, I only short Goldman Sachs, so I haven't been able to do anything with it. But if these stocks are going higher, that's good for the overall markets, even though the transportation sector here is sucking wind. I think this is going to definitely be a drag on the markets. I think it's going to help keep the markets in more of a range, while specific sectors like financials and some of the technology stocks are able to eke out some gains. Okay, so what about the energy sector? This is the one that's been the big drag on the markets. You can see that it is up a little bit today, but overall, in terms of a weekly perspective, it's still having a tough time. And even though oil has stabilized, the profits generated when oil's at $100 a barrel is a lot different when it's at 60, and that's what the essentially the marketplace is having to deal with now. Okay, so what about Google? I've been keeping an eye on Google. Google's not necessarily so goes Google, so goes the market, but we do have a weekly squeeze setting up, and we do have a daily squeeze, and the question right now is this thing going to take off and go, or are the reasons that this thing is under pressure going to prevail and that this thing goes lower? Okay, so I actually think this may be an opportunity to buy a straddle, though obviously because the markets are up, the chances of this going higher are high. But this is one that I want to continue to look at here in the ensuing months. And then in terms of biotech, biotech here has been hammered. BIIB, after having this amazing run, has come down into some pullback spots. And I'm watching the short squeeze here, and once the momentum runs out and we turn back to yellow here, I think we could have a little bit of a pop back to 416. Okay, and then last but not least, if we take a look at the skew, the skew is 120, which is a non-emergency level. Anytime you get up to about 130, 135, the markets are in danger of selling off. And then of course the VIX coming back down to earth. And one of the most reliable indicators has been that anytime the VIX spends a day or two above its daily Bollinger Band, the market explodes higher, and that's what happened here this last time. All right, you guys have a great rest of the evening, and we'll see you at the next update.